Bom dia. I am Alan. I am here with my wife Leslie, our son Wolf, and our dog Greer. We are from the United States and now live in Portugal on the beautiful island of Madeira. We would like to thank all of our subscribers for being here, and for anyone new, we hope to earn your subscription today. When you cultivate excitement for the future, you actually upgrade your experience of the future. Today, in this video, it is all about creating the future, your next adventure. We are meeting with Gilda from Eimigration. Our discussion will focus on the Portuguese visa, specifically the D7, obtaining enough and basic information to get your journey moving forward. In case you do not know, EI is the company we use to help understand the steps and the process in order to apply for our NIFs, bank accounts, and visas. They helped us to understand the different types of visas available and to figure out what would be the best for our situation. As you know, we had a family of 3. Therefore, we needed to understand the steps for a retirement visa as well as the steps for family reunification. If we were going to change our lives, we were willing to seek out and ask for help along the way. And Gilda is one of the people we work with. Let's talk about it. We hope you will find our journey helpful as you work to navigate your own. It'll be fun. Vai ser divertido. So, without further ado, let's meet Gilda. She owns Eimigration. Her contact information is in the description of our videos. Together with Gilda, we will cover the top questions and concerns that people have. Anyway, we'd like to say hi to our associate and friend, Gilda. And Gilda, would you mind telling us a little bit about yourself?
Hello. Yes, my name is Gilda. I founded which is a migration agency in Portugal back in 2014. We were just a little office in Lisbon. And now we are about 22 people, only girls. We started with men also, but we ended up being just women. So it was a natural thing. And today we have 3 offices in Lisbon, Porto, and Faro. We help all kinds of people to get their through their legalization process to Portugal. How to get the visas, the NIF, the bank account, the lease agreements, the resident permit, their NHR, all these kind of services from A to Z for them to get settled in Portugal.
Yeah, and we had met you when we were going through our process, right? I think we probably almost 2 years ago. So you weren't, you were newer, and the company has changed and grown immensely since we originally we had worked with you. Our process, and one of the things that I wanted to clarify, because we talk to people all the time today, and we've discovered that so many people are coming and they know they're coming, but they don't necessarily contact a company such as yours far enough in advance to maybe bring some of that where you spoke earlier, the crisis or the pressure. So if you contact it well out, then your company does help to put together a roadmap in order to choose what it is that I would need you to do. And for us, we contacted you about 8 months out before we knew we were coming or we were hoping to come. So what I was kind of wanting you to go through is, what is your normal timeline on that today? Can you do something like that in 3 or 4 months? Or, obviously the more time you have, the better it is. However, if I were to do a D7 today,
the ideal time would be 6 months.
6 months.
6 months. However, we can do it in 4 months.
Okay.
But the ideal would be 6 months to plan everything, and for people not to get so anxious about the process, so they can go step by step through everything.
Then can you talk about the process? The first time, when somebody contacts you, what happens? What is that process? So that they understand why it is they would want to contact your company in order to help with this.
So first of all, what people need to understand, and one of the most common mistakes, is that they think that they can get a checklist from VFS or from the consulate, and they can apply to their case. But each case is a different case. So what we do is that we have this first consultation, as we did with you, and you know that your case was a different case,
right?
And we had to analyze every particular thing that could happen, and we had to study, and we had to settle the best strategy for your case.
That's one of the things that, as we speak to people, we find that they think they have to do all or nothing. And the advantage to working with your company is simply you do your initial consultation, you'll put together the step plan, and now I have the opportunity to choose the pieces of that I know that it makes me most fearful, right? Mm-hmm. Because a lot of it in our case was fear, was it not?
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's just helping to calm things down and make sure we're going in the correct order, and that we have somebody to speak with. One of the things that we struggle with is people are requesting, when we went through our process, obviously we're married, and so we turned in a marriage certificate and birth certificates and all of that. But when they're going through their process, there is some confusion out there is, should they turn in their birth certificates? Do they have to turn in a marriage certificate for a D7 process? If we were speaking to a D7 process, do you have any advice on that?
Well, what is happening at this moment is that if you are applying together as a couple and with the joint bank account and using the same income, you should bring the marriage certificate.
Okay. Can you? I'm sorry. Can you tell us, regarding the certificates to bring, what needs to be apostilled to make it happen? Like the marriage certificate, or what all needs to be have the apostille?
The marriage certificate should be apostilled, as well as the birth certificate. So
can you explain that and why the change, and then how that would affect a family?
Okay, so the idea is, because as you know, the SEF here in Portugal is very overwhelmed. So the idea is to take that weight from SEF and bring it to the consulates. And now we don't know if the consulates are going to be overwhelmed or prepared for this. But the idea is someone gets the residency visa, and then they go there with the family and bring the marriage certificates and the birth certificates and some other documents that they might require, such as the criminal records. And they say that in 10 working days, they will issue the family reunion visa.
Nice.
This is what is stated on the law. And let's see how it's going to work.
Yeah.
And then but you'll be able to submit all of that paperwork before you leave the country once we get past November, which, for those of you that don't know, anybody that's watching, that was one of our biggest nervous points, was simply we were coming and our son was coming, and we're up in the air as to what was really going to happen and was it all going to work out fine. It did, of course, simply because we showed up with all the right documents, working with the team. We had everything that we needed in order to make that happen. However, it was very nerve-wracking because you're here, and are you going to send this person back to the United States? And in our case, and where was he going if that happened?
Please like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you receive notifications for our new videos.
So let's go backwards a little bit, because I didn't ask you to, can you speak to most of your customers or the people that you work with? Are they working towards their D7? Are they working towards golden visas? And give me some thoughts on that. And what are the biggest questions that people come to you with at the beginning?
Well, it's mostly the D7, but many of them are they don't know whether if they want the golden visa or if they want the D7, because they want to buy a property also.
Right.
And most of the times it's a property that also fits the golden visa. Mm-hmm. But, and then I make the question, but do you want to live in Portugal or not? And then they say, yeah, but I want to live in Portugal. And then I say, so if you want to live in Portugal, you better apply for the D7, because you will save a lot of money.
And why? Why would you, can you expand upon that?
Because just to get the golden visa, you have to pay to save around 6,000 euros just to get your residency card.
Wow.
Right. And then you've got a lawyer involved in the golden visa portion. And I need to clarify that statement to anybody that doesn't know your company. You do have a legal team on staff in your company that goes through every step of the way with you. I don't want that not to be clear. But so that's interesting, because many people, we will actually have met a lot of people here on the island of Madeira, and you do work with people here on the island, correct?
Yes, correct.
And not any issues to have a lawyer present if I need one here at the SEF office and that kind of thing.
Yes, correct.
Yes, good. I knew you did, because the lawyer that we worked with was originally from Madeira. That works for you.
Okay, I have a question regarding what country, if you don't mind sharing, has the largest request for your services? Is there one that stands out, like, India? Is it USA, England? Which one is probably your largest pool of people right now?
USA and England.
Oh, really?
They are like half.
Oh, okay.
USA and UK.
Okay. Interesting.
Okay. So what else did we not talk about that we should? Because we've kind of covered most of the things that your company does. What if I just wanted you to get me a NIF and a bank account? I could contact you and do something as simple as that.
Yes, you can. And I'm glad that you talk about that, because there are many things online that they say that they do a NIF online. And I see many people that now complain about our services to be expensive, but then we have to sort out the problems of our clients that did the NIF online. And I'm going to explain why. Because our service, it's much more complete, okay? We ask for the NIF online. We are their tax representative, okay? And the amount is fixed. We don't charge more to be a tax representative, and we don't charge more for a certain period. If you decide to come only in 2 years' time, we are not going to charge more for that, as the other companies are doing. Okay, we charge for the NIF less, and then we charge more for a tax representative, and then if you don't come in 6 months, we are going to charge more.
Right.
Okay, so it's a fixed amount, and in that fixed amount, we ask for the NIF, we are your tax representatives, we do ask for the password, and this is very important because most of these clients that ask for the NIF online, they don't get the passwords, and then it's a huge complicated thing because they don't have the address, or they come to Portugal, they sold their houses, and the address is back in the United States, and the password, it's supposed to get there, but it doesn't get there. And also very important is that when we open a bank account, because we are their tax representatives, we can share the address of our office for the bank and for the insurance. So we get the cards there, as you may know, and
Yes.
then when you arrive, you can go and pick up your cards. So our service, I can tell it's €300 plus VAT. It hasn't changed.
That's the going rate right now anyway, just in case anybody's out there
Yeah.
shopping.
So,
So
but
if I don't
includes-
know exactly what I'm doing, but I am at least ready to get my NIF in my bank account, then I can get that started through you guys and then come back whenever it is, a year and a half, 2 years down the road, and complete the rest of the process.
Yes.
I don't have to pay for everything lock, stock, and barrel today.
And everything is going to be there, the password, everything. And the password is very important because when the time comes, you can apply for the NHR. And it's we are helping now our clients that did the NIF online, trying to get the passwords, and the NHR deadline is running, and it's been very stressful for us and for the clients. So be careful. Sometimes what is cheap can be a little bit stressful at the end of the road.
Yes, understood. Anything else that we should talk about?
Another thing that we do, and I think that it's different from other companies, it's that our support to go with people on person to save.
Yes.
It's not every company that goes, and I know, and I've been told by many colleagues of mine that I lose money, and I know that I lose because sometimes I can go to save and I can spend 4 or 5 hours, and it's 5 hours of
Time.
a lawyer that
Yeah.
is there. And the price is always the same.
Right.
Okay, the price is always the same for the resident permit. Of course, that's if it's in a different place, you have to pay for the trip, but that is for the car. It's not for the hours of the lawyer. But I think this is very important that someone goes with the clients, that especially when they don't speak the language, and stay there with them, besides them, making sure that everything goes right, and be there until the process is ready. And it's very important.
It adds that comfort level that you spoke to in the beginning, because this is a very nerve-wracking process. Sure. It makes emotions move very high. People are afraid. It helps to level that out so that from a comfort level, in our case, selling everything you own and moving to a new country where you don't speak the language, it is very helpful to know that there's somebody you can speak to along the way, and that's going to be there if you need them to be there. Right?
Yeah. Yes, we try to do everything from the heart and put as much love as we can. We know it's a business, and it's a business, but we love what we do.
Exactly. Okay.
Great.
Well, thank you so much for your time today.
Yes. Thank
We
you,
will
Jill.
put your contact information for anybody that wants to, get a hold of you down in the body of the emails, and it's in all of our videos so that everybody knows. It's been there since the beginning. So That way, if someone wants to get a hold of you to see pricing or to get their consultation and understand the steps for their process.
Please give us your thoughts in the comments below. We invite you to join our community. The description of our videos holds links to our Patreon, planning a one-to-one call, and the websites we discuss throughout our journey. We hope you continue to come along with us on our new adventure. We are grateful for the opportunity we have been given. Life is short. We should have done this sooner. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to help us grow. The next stage in your life is a journey. Enjoy it.